In this video, we will examine 10 of these habits that, according to Stoic thought, make us weaker, and how we can confront them with the wisdom and insight that this ancient philosophy provides us. Subscribe for more content on Stoicism and its philosophies. The first of these thoughts is worrying about what cannot be controlled. Instead of focusing on events or circumstances over which we have no direct influence, Stoicism suggests directing our attention and energy towards those things we can control, such as our actions, attitudes, and responses to situations. Worrying about what is beyond our control can lead to anxiety, stress, and frustration, as these concerns are largely unproductive and can consume mental and emotional resources that could be used more effectively in areas where we do have influence. Instead, Stoics promote acceptance of reality as it is, recognizing the limits of our control and focusing on how we can respond wisely and virtuously to the circumstances we face. This strengthens our emotional resilience and allows us to live with greater tranquility and serenity, even amidst life's uncertainties. Another negative thought is lack of self-discipline. Self-discipline is the ability to control our impulses, emotions, and actions in line with our values and long-term goals. However, when we lack self-discipline, we are more likely to be swayed by momentary pleasures, procrastination, or impulsive behaviors, which can lead to undesirable outcomes and weaken our mental and emotional strength. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of cultivating self-discipline as a means to achieve moral excellence and live according to reason and virtue. Practicing self-discipline involves committing to healthy habits, such as setting clear goals, staying focused on our priorities, remaining true to our principles, and resisting temptations that stray us from our chosen path. By cultivating self-discipline, we strengthen our ability to resist obstacles and overcome challenges encountered on the path to our goals. Additionally, we develop greater self-esteem and self-confidence as we demonstrate our ability to control our actions and achieve meaningful long-term results. Avoiding pain or discomfort is another one of these thoughts. Stoics value the ability to endure emotional or physical pain as an opportunity for personal growth. They consider facing pain and discomfort with courage, and acceptance strengthens our resilience and ability to recover. Constantly avoiding pain or discomfort, on the other hand, can weaken our ability to face life's challenges and limit our personal growth. For Stoics, suffering is inevitable in life, but what matters is how we choose to respond to it. Instead of resisting or fleeing from pain, they promote the idea of embracing it as an opportunity to develop virtues such as patience, fortitude, and wisdom. By facing pain and discomfort with courage and acceptance, we not only strengthen our ability to face future challenges, but also cultivate greater serenity and emotional balance. This allows us to find a sense of inner peace even amidst difficult circumstances, ultimately contributing to our growth and emotional well-being. Join our community by subscribing to learn more about Stoicism. Another weakness is seeking external approval. Stoics warn against basing our self-esteem and worth on others' opinions, as this makes us vulnerable to fluctuations in external opinions and places us in a position of constant need for validation. Stoicism promotes the idea of cultivating an internal source of self-esteem and confidence independent of external opinions. This involves recognizing and valuing our own virtues and achievements, rather than relying solely on the approval or recognition of others. Relying too much on external approval can lead to a cycle of constant validation seeking, which can weaken our self-esteem and foster a sense of insecurity. Additionally, it can limit our ability to make authentic decisions and act according to our values and principles, as we tend to prioritize social conformity over personal integrity. Instead, Stoics encourage us to cultivate an attitude of emotional and moral self-sufficiency, where our worth and sense of purpose come from our own internal judgment and our commitment to living according to virtue and reason. This allows us to develop greater emotional stability and a stronger ability to stand firm in our values, regardless of external approval. Acting impulsively instead of wisely is a fatal error. Stoics believed in the importance of acting deliberately and thoughtfully, rather than being carried away by momentary emotions or irrational impulses. When we act impulsively, without considering the long-term consequences of our actions or reflecting on whether they are in line with our values and goals, we risk making hasty or unwise decisions. This can lead to undesirable outcomes, regrets, and subsequent conflicts. In contrast, Stoics advocated for cultivating self-discipline and moderation, as well as making decisions based on reason and wisdom. They encouraged examining our emotions and desires and evaluating whether our actions are in harmony with our ethical principles and what we truly want to achieve in life. By acting wisely instead of impulsively, we can make more informed decisions aligned with our deepest values. This strengthens our ability to live consistently and virtuously and helps us avoid mistakes that can weaken our integrity and overall well-being. Being afraid of change or adversity is another thought of weakness. Stoics recognize that change and adversity are inevitable aspects of life and, instead of fearing them, advocate for accepting them as a natural part of the course of things. Fear of change can weaken our ability to adapt to new circumstances and opportunities, thus limiting our personal growth and our ability to reach our full potential. Similarly, fear of adversity can paralyze us and hinder our ability to face challenges with courage and resilience. Stoics teach that true strength lies in our ability to accept and embrace change and adversity with serenity and determination. They view these challenges as opportunities for growth, learning, and strengthening our virtue. By facing change and adversity with an open mind and an attitude of acceptance, we can develop greater emotional resilience and a stronger ability to face life's challenges with calmness and clarity. Additionally, Stoics remind us that we cannot control external circumstances, but we can control our response to them. By adopting an attitude of acceptance and adaptability, we can cultivate greater inner peace and serenity, even amidst the most difficult challenges. Another weak thought, according to Stoicism, is constantly comparing ourselves to others. Stoics warn of the dangers of comparing our lives, achievements, and circumstances with those of others, as this can lead to feelings of inferiority, envy, and a distorted perception of our own worth. When we constantly compare ourselves to others, we risk losing sight of our own strengths, achievements, and personal goals. This can weaken our self-esteem and self-confidence, as our worth becomes dependent on how we perceive ourselves in relation to others. Instead, Stoics encourage us to focus on our own progress and personal growth, rather than constantly comparing ourselves to others. They advocate for cultivating an attitude of emotional and moral self-sufficiency, where our worth and sense of purpose come from our own internal judgment and our commitment to living according to virtue and reason. By stopping comparing ourselves to others and focusing on our own path, we can develop greater self-esteem, acceptance, and contentment with who we are and what we have achieved. This allows us to live more authentically and satisfactorily, freeing ourselves from the trap of constant comparison and strengthening our connection with our true selves. The eighth thought is surrendering to discouragement. Stoics warn of the dangers of allowing discouragement and hopelessness to dominate us, as this can lead to inaction, passivity, and a loss of will to move forward. When we surrender to discouragement, we relinquish our ability to face life's challenges with courage and determination. This weakens our emotional resilience and our ability to overcome difficulties, as we become incapable of finding solutions or seeking growth opportunities amidst adversity. Instead, Stoics encourage us to confront discouragement with bravery and wisdom. They remind us that life is full of ups and downs, and it is our response to these challenges that defines our strength and character. For Stoics, discouragement can be an opportunity to practice virtue and cultivate emotional resilience. Rather than giving in to discouragement, they urge us to reflect on our values and goals, and to seek practical solutions to overcome the obstacles we face. By facing discouragement with determination and perseverance, we strengthen our ability to overcome difficulties and achieve our long-term goals. This allows us to live with greater authenticity and purpose, freeing ourselves from the trap of discouragement and strengthening our will to move forward, even amidst the most challenging circumstances. Another mistake is worrying about external events. Stoics warn of the dangers of focusing our attention and energy on circumstances or events that are beyond our control, as this can lead to anxiety, stress, and unnecessary frustration. According to Stoicism, it is important to distinguish between what is within our control and what is not. While we can influence our actions, attitudes, and responses to events, we do not have absolute control over external factors such as other people's actions, the weather, or the course of political and social events. Worrying about